All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to PreMarket Prep. I hope you're having an amazing morning. Hopefully, you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Norm. How you doing today?
Hey, good morning, brother. I'm doing all right. How are you? Happy Friday.
Hey, brother. How you doing today? Oh, I can't hear you. Of
Hello.
course. Hold on a second, Norm. This little guy is important right here.
Yeah. How
All
about
right.
now? Can you
Much
hear me
better.
now?
Yeah, it seems to work better with the
All
cable.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're actually hooked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing.
Guys, welcome. Hope you guys are. Oh, no
You're not
sound in the
streaming to the
room.
room.
There we go. Hopefully, you guys are well. Me and Norm were just having some jokes here, and because I'm like, "Oh, good morning, Norm," and Norm, I guess, responded, couldn't hear him, is because I have my little piece connected. Um,
Funniest jokes y'all never heard.
yes, yes, literally. All right, guys. What a week it has been. I actually have the weekly up here. It's been pretty strong here, kind of as we're trying to get higher. This morning, a little bit low, a little bit down, but not by much. But the last couple of days, really, the SPY has just been cranking here. So, let's see what we have right now on our gappers list this morning. Not a whole lot on both sides. We have some earnings play that are on here. The big one that I remember is INTC. And obviously, they are not having fun. We'll dive into that in just a second. And then some other names on here that don't trade very well. AMD, down quite a bit there. So is that a sympathy with INTC, Norm, for AMD or?
Say that again. What was that?
Oh, actually, of course, yeah, Intel and AMD. It's probably a sympathy play there for
Yeah,
AMD.
AMD
Yeah,
sympathy, AMAT sympathy on
yeah,
Intel.
yeah.
We'll dig into that when we get to it.
Yeah, I forget that Intel is a CPU processor. I always think of it as something else, but yeah, it's definitely going to affect AMD. Also, a CPU processor as well. So we'll see what happens there. And then on the green side of things, not a whole lot. We got TCBP here, low flow up 24%, and then we have an AXP. We'll dive into what's going on there. So yeah, guys. Yesterday we had a pretty. It was an interesting day, pretty good day, very choppy at some points. Oh man, look at Tesla's weekly. I'll change that now, but look at their weekly. It's just insane.
Mm-hmm.
The last couple of days here. So yeah, but let's get to the daily to see how things traded yesterday. Actually, not their daily, their 5 minute. And we're going to drive in here into the 5 minute action. Had an incredible pre-market activity. I mean, that's where the fun was happening. You can see how clean that was. Then the market open was brutal. When you have a stock like this, every candle overlapping the previous one, it becomes really tough to trade. Again, just the pullbacks being so aggressive is clearly on a downtrend here, but it's just not able to give you a clean move, and that was tough to trade. It did get better as the candles kind of separate themselves a little bit here, so it did get better. But again, it was a tough trade yesterday. We have seen better days from Tesla than we saw yesterday for sure. So volume was crazy, tons of activity, but the day was probably one of the worst days we've seen out of Tesla as far as intraday action in quite some time. So interesting stuff there. Here's Baba, guys. Again, nothing great. It was setting up for a nice 5 minute, but then it got too extended, pulled back to the VWAP, dropped down again. Just tough trading there. Eventually, we settled down. We get a slow bounce to the VWAP. And then from there, we finally start taking off and almost towards the high of the day. Couldn't quite get there, but definitely not the best trading activity we saw yesterday. Love. Actually, this was my trade yesterday. I took this for sure. Didn't get the whole entire move up to here. I think I was out somewhere here. Looked like it was going to go back to the VWAP. But man, just a reminder on how un- unattractive the price action is on this thing. I mean, it's just it moves very weird, very low on volume. After I was in it, I regret being in it just because the way it was moving. But I was still at break even. I got a little move towards my side of things. So I just left it. But I realized, man, this trade's horrible,
Yeah,
right? So
it's not
it,
known as the
it
best trading ticker of all
oh,
time
it's
for
not.
sure.
If it would have came into my break even or high, I would have got out immediately. But it worked out for a couple of cents, so I left it. But yeah, once I got in, I'm like, what am I doing here? This is pretty bad as far as price action and volume. Apple, guys, again, just a very very choppy start. Many things dropping down, eventually finding a bounce back to the VWAP. This actually, the recovery in Apple was better than many of the stocks yesterday, intraday wise. So that was pretty decent there. We had Amazon again, a rough start there, no direction, eventually drop, and then the bounce again here. So again, not an easy day. I thought the market was going to trade a whole lot better yesterday. It really didn't do that. Nvidia was just, man, just all over the place there. Not really anything to see. So with that said, Norm, let's get to our market pulse and what's going on there.
Yeah, we just had the majority of our data for the day drop. We had real disposable income and consumer spending come out. Those not the most important number. PCE inflation number came out right in line with expectations. Essentially, consumer sentiment out of University of Michigan also came out. I don't have that number. And then those are at 10 a.m. Sorry, University of Michigan consumer sentiment. 1 and 5 year inflation expectations, along with pending home sales, all drop at 10. So, not a huge reaction, I wouldn't say. So far in the market, SPY's looking pretty choppy at the moment, but yeah, we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully better than yesterday. Again, we had volume yesterday, tons of volume, just no clear direction, especially that first part of the morning. Hopefully that is able to be better today. So, all right, with that said, guys, let's tap into our gap up and gap down list and see if we can pull some stuff of what's going on there. Let's go ahead and take a look at a TCBP. So TCBP here, low flow stock, guys. I have no interest in this. Made our list a couple of times in the last 4 to 3 weeks. But again, haven't really looked at it. Was it was it about 4 weeks ago? Yeah, yeah. So here, made our list before. Remember the ticker. But again, just doesn't trade very well, so be careful. Heading down to AXP. This is moving up here, up 5.3. American Express, again, just doesn't trade well. So earnings, I
I'll
assume, is the only
concur
time we
with that.
pull.
Yeah, they did have
Yeah,
earnings. It's the only
yeah,
time it ever really appears in the gappers. Like you said, they do not trade well, so
yeah, yeah,
not really something I would keep under
yeah.
consideration.
Yeah, all of these, right? AXP, Visa, Mastercard. I'm not sure what the trading terminal. Let's look at the calendar, what it looks like now. But all of these, I think some of them might have reported already. They just don't trade well, guys. Even on earnings. Okay, so Visa and Mastercard were yesterday. Visa was after the close. We can look at that here. Here's Visa. We're getting some volume, but again, they're all just brutal, very light on volume. Even on news like this, they're just not great. Um, so yeah, let's head over to INTC. Man, down 10%. These guys are getting crushed at the moment. Norm, what's the latest and greatest?
Earnings, bad earnings, and I'll tell you, there's stockpiles of chips. They're showing inventories build. That there's a chip, as we've known for a while, a glut of chips, if you will, just not good. And I'll say this: I don't know if it's the case anymore. Intel used to be an industry leader in what it did. AMD's taken over a lot of what that used to be.
Yeah, yeah,
That having been said, a lot of people have formed. Intel tends to report fairly early in earnings releases, and a lot of times when they have really bad earnings, it can foreshadow what the market's going to do. There's some people that have an opinion on this. I'm not saying it does one way or the other, but we'll see how things go if it plays out this time.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, they like you said it perfectly. I mean, they were on their own, just dominating here, but now you got a lot of one AMD being one of the biggest competitors they have, and they do graphics
The
card.
biggest
AMD,
competitor they have, period.
yeah, yeah, and AMD they do graphics cards as well, so they're getting pretty well known there. So yeah, not fun, guys. INTC, it's for the most part not a great one, but today I would like to watch it today. Oh, did that the wrong way. Let's get our rows in here. I think we can get something out of here. Who knows if this is an overreaction? I don't think it is, but would like to watch this one. 6.3 million down 9.7. Doesn't move a whole lot though, right? As far as
Not the greatest trading ticker of all
yeah,
time. I mean,
yeah.
I'm going to keep watching it, and maybe that
Hmm.
changes. But from my perspective, I think some of the sympathy plays will probably trade better than the actual one that pooped the bed itself. So
Yeah, I'm with you. I think AMD will be probably better to watch on a day like today. 100%, 100%. So we'll see. We'll put it on here. This is a weak one for my list at the moment. We'll add it on here. Since we're talking about this now, I'm gonna put in AMD, and you can see AMD hasn't dropped a whole lot compared to INTC, of course, Intel, but they got volume 762,000 already very early this morning. So definitely gonna be watching that one. Okay, perfect. Heading down to this list here, we have SI, which I'm not a huge fan of here. Silvergate as far as intraday trading, so we'll skip on that one. CL is another one that
Now let's get
doesn't.
into that real
Oh,
quick.
you want to get into it? I like
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. Crypto, well, we don't have that many either. So,
Yeah,
crypto ticker here, been beaten down ever since the FTX thing went on. They announced they are cutting their dividend to help liquidity through crypto volatility. So, not really a great, but not positive. So we'll see
yeah,
how they
yeah,
trade. But I agree, not the greatest trader of all time, but we'll see how they
yeah.
act.
But that type of news, who knows, man? Now, is it affecting any other stuff like coin, any other
It
these guys?
shouldn't. I mean,
Okay,
Mara is on the list, but I mean,
yeah, Maris,
yeah,
Maris
I
screwed.
don't
Yeah.
see it having a lot of sympathy effect to others. That's more of an individual kind of deal.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can see the other ones are not moving at all. So yeah. So okay, cool. So yeah, guys, not so fun news for SI here. If you like this one up, I'm gonna put it on my secondary list because I know people, if they show up late a little bit, they're gonna bring this up because it does have volume. It is down 7.4. So good point. No, we'll keep an eye on it. AMAT. Oh no, wait. CL down 3.6.
No, no,
They
no.
they don't trade very well. Earnings, right? I assume earnings, CL, pre-market earnings. Yeah. Again, add this to the bucket of tickers that we only see 4 times a year. Let's move down to AMAT here. AMAT, no, Applied Materials, they've done some stuff before, but not a easy ticker to intraday trade. So, not going to be adding that one to my list. AMD, we have guys again, sympathy play here with Intel, so that's going to be good. And WDS, Woodside Energy's nothing happening here. Right? It's just no. All right, yeah, not a whole lot coming off our gappers list this morning. So let's see what you guys have. If you guys have anything that you have dug into this morning, Norm, do you have something you like?
I'm still watching. I mean, obviously, we've got Tesla. It is up almost 2%, so just barely off our gappers list today. Um, but
Tesla, right? Tesla, yeah, yeah, man. This thing is looking well as far as the moves are currently here the last couple of weeks. This week completely crushing it up nicely. Add this one to the list. They got to trade better than yesterday, man. Yesterday was just so.
I didn't find it that bad yesterday. I traded it yesterday,
Oh,
and
you did?
it treated
Yeah.
me well.
Oh, good, man. Good. Yeah, I was trying to get in. I just couldn't. I just couldn't find anything great on it. So hopefully, look at this pre-market activity. By the way, look how clean and beautiful this is. So we'll see. We'll see what it does here. All right. So that's Tesla. Let's take it to both chats, guys, over on YouTube and also on our chat here. What do you guys like this morning? We'll start with YouTube today. We usually start the other way around, but let's start with YouTube. We have Michael. He's giving us Airbnb and CRM. Are these earnings? They both of them don't trade very well. Airbnb flat right now, no volume, so not really in play. So that's not one we will look at. CRM today. What do we have
No,
here? They had earnings already, I believe.
yeah,
I
already.
believe, and again, they don't trail that well. So, not a big fan of those two, man. Very light on
They have
volume.
not
And
had them yet. Excuse me. I
oh, they have
apologize.
not.
They're on.
Okay.
Yeah, they're late in the.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I don't see anything here. That having been said,
Yeah, yeah. So not good. Let's look at Alfredo. You're giving us Amazon and Nvidia, two of our usual suspects, which again we'll probably have on deck here this morning. So Amazon right now looking pretty good. Love the daily on Amazon, guys. Really nice setup here. So yeah, I like Amazon for today. If we're gonna be watching some of our usual suspects, Nvidia. How's Nvidia doing today? They
it
are
should trade in sympathy with INTC to a
right,
degree.
right.
So
So they're down here 1.5. This should be good. I'll put Nvidia today too on there. Heading down the Qs, of course, Ivan, we could look at the any ETFs and see what happens depending on how the market's going to run. Amazon is good, Vinny. Thank you. ZI. No, 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 no. No. Is this what is this? Zoom
Only
info?
it's only traded 300 shares today. No, 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 no.
Mm-mm. No bueno, no bueno. So no, not good. Heading down. Okay, that's all we have so far. Did I miss anybody up top? Apple is also moving into INTC space. Are they doing that? INTC. Let's see. Apple. That's Apple any good today? Apple. Yeah, pretty quiet right now, but it's worth even putting on a secondary, of course. You know, it's Apple. It's going to get the volume at the market open. It's just what kind of day are we going to have today as we close out this week. Um, Casco, George, Casco is it's a tough one, man. They're not in play today. I'm not sure if they have any news. They're definitely not in play. They're very light on volume, for the most part, all the time. Even in big moves. Look at this big move here. That's a nice big drop. 525 down to 20, 30, almost $30 drop there. And you trade that with 7 million shares, right? So what happens is, for those who are new here, guys, welcome and please subscribe to the channel. When you have that type of volume, the price action for what we're looking to do can be a little bit tough to trade with my strategy and a lot of the strategies within the community. Not saying that it's not tradable. I've seen you guys in our members do amazing stuff with this one, Airbnb, even Uber. But it's just, man, it could be a tough one to trade. When there's good news, it's a great swing trade, right? If you're tuned into what's happening with the market, the economy, the cost of things, right? It could be a great swing trade if you time it properly, but you gotta be tuned into what's going on, right? You can't just be winging it, of course. So yeah, so for intraday trading, not a great one. Disney worked well yesterday for me. Probably watch it again today. Someone mentioned Disney yesterday. I forgot who it was. Let's see here. How did it do yesterday? Yep, yeah, here it is. Yeah, it looks like you had a nice little breakout here. For me, for what I trade this morning, doesn't look good here as far as the setup, and then went flat for the most part. But then again, in the afternoon part, had a better day. Many tickers yesterday in the afternoon, the second half, they had a much better continuation opportunities. That's for sure. Um, ADT. Oh no, sorry, that's somebody's name. Okay, I was ready to pull that ticker up. Three-letter words like that. Yeah, ready to pull that ticker up. Carlos, how do you find a good stock in play in the daily chart except for volume? What do they need to have in order to be good for you for today? Okay, so SI. Let's look at ZI. See this daily here? How gappy and choppy this is. That you don't get a lot of moves. This is not a great daily for me. Now, if we look at something like AMD, right? And actually, their data doesn't look all that
That looks pretty
fancy.
horrible.
Yeah, it's pretty horrible compared to something like an App or Nvidia. So Apple's looks much better. You
Does it?
have,
Apple
yeah,
hadn't been trading that great recently, to be frank. I mean, compared
yeah.
to what it used to do every day,
Oh no.
you can
Yeah,
still trade it, but
yeah.
it's
It,
it's
it's
uh
it's decent, but if you compare it to how, man, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, it was very,
yeah.
very good, solid opportunities there. But look how nice the candles are. Right? When you got white candles like that, that means you're getting continuation, right? So, for the most part, you're going to have a better chance to get into a trade that's going to continue and give you an opportunity. When you have something like KO, and I'm not even looking at volume now, right? KO, for example, you see all these wickedy type candles. You're most likely not going to get into a play where it has continuation, right? And we know for a fact KO has horrible volume, so you're not gonna, we don't really trade. It's a horrible intraday trading ticker. Let's look at another bad one. CVX is one as well. Look how these candles are forming, right? So to me, that doesn't look good. Very small bodies, more wicks in more places than not. So I don't like that as far as it being a good daily candle. Amazon actually the last couple of days, look at their trading, right? You have a nice flow to it as well. Here starts getting really nice, right? Because we're trending. That is a beautiful daily setup there. And then you can see how wide the candles are getting here. So that's nice, right? Although we're gapping down and kind of just moving sideways, you have a real nice range. Like, guys, we're going from 92 to 99.45. Now, that's not the only thing we look at, right? Because you can go in here and it could be a horrific mess, right? But that's one of the indicators, right? So just think about that. All these indicators have to, work together. Your level two, your volume, your time and sales, all of it. You put it together, you make the best decision possible. But you can't hang everything on just one indicator. That's just not going to work, right? So very important. Amazon we looked at is good. Meta, yeah, Meta's been and Netflix too. Netflix been on fire. Meta here this morning. What do we have going on? 188. So not a whole lot of volume, which is typical Meta pre-market activity. And lately they have found a way to, even with that type of pre-market action, to continue to push higher here, guys. I mean, their bounce, as we mentioned before, gap down to 100 from 140, and if you go back, you can see how bad it has been for them. But 85 to 146 in what 2 3 months? That's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive for Meta. So looking really good there. Their daily also looks good, and we know they can trade very well. They get volume at times. Um, Carlos, so the daily pattern is not your concern, right? Just look for, yeah. Well, if it has a daily pattern, it makes it easy for levels. But what you don't want to see is just all these type of candles, very small candles with very large wicks. You don't want to really see that the whole entire time, right? Now, keep in mind, right? This is why it's not a this is it, one way is the right way. There's times where there's a stock that does nothing. And if they have a really good catalyst, you could throw stuff out the window. It could trade well for that day, right? Keep that in mind, but it can trade well for that day, right? But for the most part, you want to give yourself the best shot possible. And if you could get three things that are looking good, the higher the chances are for you, right? And that's what you want to do. All right, guys, let's get to community events and announcements. We'll come back. I got some more tickers that we will look at. We have Donovan, Sunny, Chip, and Kay. We'll look at whatever you guys are throwing out there in a second. But for now, let's head over to our community events and announcements.
All right. Every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern with Carlos, onboarding and technology. Be sure to check that out, especially for newer members. It is open to all membership categories. Then on Tuesdays, we have strategy. Paris's strategy webinar is posted. Megan next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, talking about optimizing your performance to reach your trading goals. On Wednesdays, we have psychology. Randy Howell is posted. And next week, Dr. Kenneth Reed, The Best Loser Wins, book from a guy out of Denmark. Should be a very interesting conversation, very helpful to trading as well to learn how to lose. It's at 8 p.m. next Wednesday. Thursdays, we have mentorship. It's at 11 a.m. with John and 8 p.m. with Thor. Tradingterminal.com, where we are building out all kinds of trading tools for the active trader, everything from the replay simulator to the squawk, of course, scanners, just all kinds of great tools for free that many people pay thousands of dollars a year for. And we're putting them all in one place at tradingterminal.com. We'll chat about that insider feature right there in just a little bit when we get closer to the end of the show. Newer feature was deployed earlier this week, March 2nd and 3rd, live trading summit in San Diego. We are selling tickets. They're going quickly, so be sure to sign up as soon as you can. You can get there at bearabletraders.com/workshop or navigate from the homepage where you'll see that green button near the top of the page. If you scroll down in there and everything, you can get the schedule, two full days of trading and discussions. So be sure to check that out. All right. PreMarket 34 is the discount code to get the intro membership for less than the $49. That is 7 calendar days, 5 trading days in the room. It bills you one time. It does not auto renew. And then if you'd like to become an elite member, gain access to all the webinars, use the promo code Winter50 to get half off the elite annual membership and still a one-on-one coaching session with Dr. Kenneth Reed.
All right, excellent. Yeah, the guys take advantage of that one-on-one session. Really, really nice. He has a nice exercise that I like, identifying, what type of trader you are. And he has a couple of survey questions that he does for you, and he really, really pinpoints things pretty nicely. So take advantage of it. Jack Cat blew up her trading account this week. It was a paper trading account. So I'm so glad it was on paper and not a real account. So
Don't
yeah.
get matches near your paper trading account.
Yes, exactly. Keep on practicing, and yeah, that's exactly what you're gonna do. Blow up there. Yep. So good. All right, guys. Microsoft. I see many of you guys throwing that one out. Let's take a look what Microsoft is doing right now. They are pretty much flat. Had some really good days here actually, as far as yesterday and the day before. and we'll see. We'll see what it does. I'm not sure if they can
Something
continue.
interesting is the answer.
What happened?
Oh, you mentioned Microsoft.
Microsoft,
Alan
yeah.
asked, "What's going on with Starbucks?" I see nothing interesting with Starbucks either.
Ah, okay. Yeah, let's look at that next year. So yeah, we'll see, guys. I mean, Microsoft for me is a hit and miss. They've been trading very well the last 2 days, as far as the daily here. So we'll have to see. See, this is a good daily actually for Microsoft. This is not bad. They got some movement to it. So that's pretty nice there. Um, let's take a look at that was Starbucks. You know, Starbucks when they have earnings, that's the only time they actually trade decent. It's one of the few tickers that does not get a whole lot of volume. The price action doesn't trade very well, but when they have earnings, that's going to be February 2nd. The next day, you usually can get a good opportunity. So we'll wait for that. Right now, there's absolutely nothing happening here. And again, this is a great example here. This is actually not a bad daily, guys. It's not a bad daily, but we know how the price action is in the intraday. They don't trade very well. So even though they have a great daily, we're not going to be excited about this one. We got other things like AMD, like Intel, Tesla, of course, just trying to stay in the green there. Amazon has become, we mentioned this plenty of times, an amazing intraday trading ticker, right? So that will be on deck as well. Let's head down here. What else do we have? Okay, perfect. All right, guys, I'm gonna start doing levels, but we have plenty of time. So as we're going through this, if you have any questions, definitely throw them out there, and we will get to them. AXP is extended. AXP. Did we look at this? Yeah, we did. It's
Yes,
American
it's
Express.
American
Yeah, yeah,
Express,
yeah.
one of the
So
first ones we looked at.
yeah, yeah. They're getting some serious
Earnings,
continuation
so
there.
they're
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah,
in play to a degree. They just don't trade that great, regardless.
yeah,
So we'll
yeah.
see. Maybe secondary.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, maybe secondary. You're right. D- all right, guys, let's get some levels in here. INTC this morning again. One that their price action is very funky at times, but today I think today they'll be very, very interesting to watch, and hopefully we can get an opportunity here. Low of the pre-market 26.75. Down here we have a nice little area of support. 25.49. So that looks good there, getting a bit of a bounce. In between here, we do have a couple of days, which is worth noting. So we have this one here, 26.16. Then we have a couple of days just slamming into that level there, that price. So that's good to have on deck. Here, the high of the pre-market is over at 27.44. So we'll put a level there, and then towards the top, you can see some very clean levels here. 28.17. Obviously, look at the amount of days slamming into that, also opening and closing right around there. Plus, you got this beautiful support that just happened a couple of days ago. So obviously, everyone has this level as far as the daily on their charts worth having there in case we're going to get a bounce here on INTC. So can't really go all the way. I mean, either way. We do have 30 up here. We do have 25, and we're kind of smack in the middle of that right now. So can really decide to do that or just go sideways. But for the most part, we got the volume. We got some movement on this thing, looking pretty decent right now. Here is AMD, which is not looking so hot pre-market, but we hope that they can trade well today. Let's head over to high of the pre-market. We're looking at 73.50, so that's good. Towards the bottom, we're looking at a 72.79, right? So these two highs and lows, pretty good there. And then towards the top, you have the highs and lows for the last two trading days. You got your previous day close doing the job there for you. So don't have to add anything towards the top. Towards the bottom, I am going to add this one right over here. Looks decent. We got a couple of days, testing that, flirting with the 70.04. So that's good. Let's put that in there. I don't know if AMD is going to get that type of sympathy move here. But if you have that, if you have the market, slamming down, that is definitely possible. Not too far fetched there. Tesla with an incredible pre-market activity here, guys. I mean, it looks really, really nice. 164.12 is the high of the pre-market. Towards the bottom, which is marked down the low of the pre-market, and the rest is set for you here. So just incredible week. We saw the weekly chart earlier. Again, popping up here pretty good and trying to maintain this continuation. And it didn't start here, guys. This thing started when we hit a 101. Since then, it has been bouncing back nicely, consolidated here, found a way to get higher above this 145 and 9 to 162 after getting some good earnings numbers there or and guidance and all that good stuff. 173 25 is the level towards the top there, and then obviously we have and this is not Tesla will not surprise me if it slams it to 183 because it is that type of ticker where it can really get going. So 183.77, another daily level towards the top in case we're going to have that type of amazing Friday. Here is Amazon. And again, Amazon's daily, guys, looks really good. Their pre-market action also looking very active with 1 million shares traded. We have 99.68 is the high of the pre-market. Above this, we have all the way up here. We have 103, 87. Do we have anything in between that gap? Yes, we do. Right over here, May, June, July time frame. We do have a couple of days around 102.54. So we'll get that level in there just in case we do decide to push higher. Towards the bottom, just the low of the pre-market, guys. The rest is all done for you. Let's look at Nvidia. Nvidia right now down. Sympathy, of course. High of the pre-market 195.60, 62. Yep, 195.62. And we're just smack in the middle of some levels here, highs and lows for the last two trading days. Previous day close, just a lot going on there. Beautiful daily. It's an example of beautiful daily here, guys. See this? See how great this thing is trending, right? And again, it just gives you opportunities that when you're going to get a continuation, it can possibly give you a better opportunity than when something is not getting a continuation. And you have this beautiful setup here on the daily that broke out actually yesterday. But let's see if that's going to create a new trend here for Nvidia. So we'll see what happens there. Looking very, very nice. All right, and then we have some possibles SI here, which again today they have some news. Apple, obviously one of our usual suspects, and we have AXP, which again not a great trader, but these guys are cranking. So they're getting the job done today for sure after their earnings on American Express there. All right, excellent. That's what we have, guys. That's my list so far. The list is so. It's not great. So we'll see at the market open how things play out. I see moderators are throwing their list very early today. I got Thor, I got Jared, I got Megan. So excellent, excellent. Guys, any questions or anything that you are looking at the moment that you want us to take a peek at? Here is a PayPal. I don't think PayPal is in play. They're slamming against this previous day close, which seems to be an area of resistance, has been for quite some time. Popped up here, came right back down. So that could be interesting, but I don't see them in play right now with the amount of volume that you're getting. Now, PayPal is one of these tickers that doesn't get great volume overall, right? About what, 14, 10 million or so. So you're not going to have an explosive pre-market activity. And usually I like these guys when they have news, right? When there's news, it can do some pretty cool stuff, but I'm not aware of anything on PayPal. But I see you're looking at this daily does look ready to kind of break out here. So that's a good setup right now. JD and Coin are active. I don't like JD anymore. I used to. I used to like JD quite a lot. I don't like the way they trade anymore. It's the price action is so bad. Now this right here, we've seen bad dailies. This is a horrible, horrible daily, right? So the likelihood, the DNA of this ticker is that it's not going to trade it. Yes, you're going to have one day like this one where it traded amazing. And I'm sure, we're not sure, nothing's for sure. But if we look at this date here, there's going to be other tickers that probably did very well, right? That probably gave you a better opportunity, right? So yeah, you're going to have some days here and there where they do this. And usually Neo it tends to be, or Baba tends to do very well. And I prefer Baba any day. They got a better, actually, let's look at what Baba is doing. See what's happening with Baba here. They got a much better daily, and they could trade decent, guys. We've seen these guys plenty of times do very well. No, nothing going on Baba today. Moving sideways for the most part. Starbucks daily is not bad. It's probably not. Let me check. But it's one of these tickers that we know doesn't trade very well. The intraday action, it's so light on volume. Guys, volume. The thing about volume, it's not about how much volume you what is how much volume you get. That makes a difference. But it helps you identify what the price action, what the buyers and sellers are doing. That battle that's happening, it really helps you identify when you're trying to scalp something, when you're trying to get in for a breakout, when you're trying to do a 5 minute ORB, a high of day breakout. That volume can tell you a lot if this is it. Do you have a better chance of this thing breaking out or not, right? So that's important. Who do we have? Who was that broke out? Was it Shopify at $46? We were watching this live in the chat room. Yes, it was Shopify, and this is a horrible trading ticker, but they've been doing some pretty funky stuff lately. Where was it?
I
It was
thought
right.
you were using a different F word when you said that.
Yeah, and I could have used that one too. For this stock specifically. So here, so again, it's just they're not great, but the price action just kept coming up. It kept coming up. It kept coming up here, and eventually it just broke out, right? So that's important. When you don't have that type of price action and volume, you can get something like this. Now, this one is a not a great one, but it's gonna help you, be able to time some of these breakouts when you have volume. When you don't have it, when you get a move like this and the volume stays the same, that is very difficult to get in on, right? So, uh, depending on how you trade, this is why that is so important. You need that volume and that momentum to be able to identify if this thing is actually going to do something. PDD looked great yesterday. Let's take a look at PDD. You can give us Futu. We'll look at Futu next. Why not? We got some time. PDD here. No, 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 just nothing happening. But oh, you said yesterday was great. Yeah, yesterday was pretty nice. Pretty nice yesterday there. So it looks very good there. They had a decent day. They had earnings or something. What was PDD? What's the news on PDD? No, earnings is not yet, but yeah, had a big day. Futu, just because we have time. Let's take a look here. No, nothing's happening. 38,000, not really in play, guys. Not at all. Um, excellent. All right, let's see here. ZI, we looked at it as well. What noise? I don't hear anything. No, not
What's
sure what
that?
you're hearing, chat. No, chat is asking me if the noise is on my end, but I don't hear anything.
Might have been me typing,
No, you
but
just did that now. No, I don't think it was that. I'm not sure
okay.
what you're listening here. Okay, guys, we are set for now. I think we are set for now. Tesla. That's why I don't own Tesla as a stock. Yeah, well, it depends, right? It depends on your strategy. I mean, Tesla is a tough one. It really is. It's so dynamic, this ticker, man. If you can time it, which is not easy to do, you can do very well, but it is a tough one, especially to hold overnight. Um, all right, excellent, guys. Let's take a look at our moderators list. We have a couple of tickers here this morning. Guys, over on YouTube, if you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up. We appreciate it very, very much. It does help out the channel. What are we doing this Friday? We're sitting at that's too low, 96. Yeah, we need your help big time. We need to get to like 200. So that'd be great if you could help us there. Do that. We appreciate it as we close out this week, and we'll see how the market close out. It looks like it's going to close out green. But the last time I used that as a title on the pre-market show, right, the stock market closing out the week green, it did not end too well.
Use your Midas touch, and it just imploded.
Oh yeah, it did not end too well. I think before we even got to like 10:30 was already gone. So, and we're not it's not that far fetched here. So
Sort of fall off. I've been long. I've been
yeah,
short in Tesla since 163.50 ish, and I'm almost getting
very
to some
toppy.
targets.
Yeah, yeah, lower
We'll see.
peaks here, here. Yeah, getting very toppy. So, yeah, looking good, man, for a short there. So, we'll see how things play out here. All right, guys. Let's see our moderators list. Let's bring that over. See what we have going on there. At 165. Thank you, guys. We're getting there, almost there. 200 is the goal for today. Let's get over to our moderators list. We'll bring this over here and let's go ahead and come on now. Resize this. There we go. All right, let's see what our team is watching here. Yeah, look at the drop you're getting on Amazon. This thing is gonna go wants to go red. What it's happening. All right, Thor, Nvidia, INTC, AMD, SPY, and the Qs, and Microsoft. Also, Jerry will be looking at some of the semi stocks: American Express, Baidu, Tesla, CVX, BZFD for fun. Oh, we gotta pull that one up. Megan, AMD, Mike will be looking at Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon. And Peter's got a couple IPOs opening up here, so you can see those there. No SPACs for today, and some carryover from yesterday. Let's see which one we have down here. Let's scroll down. Is there a way to quickly look up earnings dates on Trading Terminal? Yeah. If you click on the calendar, right? I mean, you can. Oh, you want a specific ticker? You should be able to search the ticker at the top, I believe, right? I usually just look at the calendar. But yeah, it should be pretty easy, unless you're referring to something else. Um, all right, let's see. Wait for here's Peter's list: AMD, INTC, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, and AXP. So excellent. So guys, we're trying something new. We know we always like to try new stuff. After Norm and I do our thing here, and around 9:15, we're gonna keep the chat room open, streaming for YouTube into about. Let me stop this because I know that's annoying for you guys. Do not disturb. Um, we're gonna keep the chat room open until about 9:25 ish or so. Brian is gonna come on. I'm gonna stream Brian in the chat room so you guys get a look of what's going on here as we prepare for the market open. So yeah, if you want to hang around, you're more than welcome to. We would love to have you there. Um, Talking about a specific date. Oh, okay. I'm not sure if you could do that. I'll have to check. I don't see that. Um, but you want to look at a specific date to be able to see what's happening that day. I'm curious, why would you do that
I
way?
don't understand the question. What is being asked?
Yeah, so Captain, he wants to look up in a specific day. So for example, he wants to look at February uh 15. He wants to go to
Yeah,
that
I
date,
mean, you can go through the calendar and do that.
right? Without having to go. He's asking, is there an easier way to do it than having to click on the to do that?
Not
Gary,
that I'm
February
aware of.
29th. Gary said February 29th. No, but my question is,
Every 4 years, it's amazing.
and again, and my question is just curious, just curiosity, not trying to be a a what. Why would you want to look at a specific date and not just what's happening that day, right? Just curious, because you might have a good reason why. For planning purposes, if one's okay, all right,
For
that makes
planning
sense.
purposes.
Yep, yep. Makes sense. Makes sense. All right. All right, guys, we are good. We need 20 more likes. Yeah, Jane is helping us push the likes here. Thank you. She's like, just do it, just click it.
Thank you.
Um, all right, guys, we are set. Here is Brian's list, and Brian's list. He's watching Tesla, INTC, AMD, Meta, and American Express. And let's see what American Express is, man, on a tear right now. And guys, be careful because you might think this is extended, and I've seen especially companies like this that don't get a whole lot of volume just go ham. They just go wild and they never pull back. So be careful. I know many people are going to be thinking, oh, hey, it's extended, it's going to come back. It doesn't have to. So you always got to make a decision you know whether you want to be right or do you want to make money, right? And making money is more important than you being right. So just make sure that if you need to be wrong, that you're wrong very quickly and don't be stubborn, right? So very, very important. um Yep, yep, yep. Okay, perfect. All right, we'll wait for Brian. Brian's gonna hop on here, guys, and we're gonna switch it over to him over on YouTube. Don't leave. We're gonna stream the room, and then Brian's gonna give you his insights on what he's watching and what he likes for the day. So stay tuned for that. Um, Tony, thank you so much. Yeah, podcast number 4 has been uploaded. We upload it every Thursday, so definitely check it out. It's available literally everywhere. Everywhere where there's a podcast thing, we're there. So just search Bear Boot Traders, and or Talk with Traders by Bear Boot Traders, and it will definitely come up. So Tony, glad you enjoyed it. We also have the video on YouTube, so if you prefer to watch as a video podcast, you can. Whatever you prefer, it's available. So definitely check it out. Give us your feedback. We also have an email, podcast at bearbootraders.com. So you can email us there. Any suggestions, any ideas, comments. We would love to hear from you. Right. Perfect. Perfect. All set here. Brian will get on here and we'll get rocking. Nvidia,
There he goes.
Amazon.
You got Brian.
Oh, there it is, Brian.
All right. Take
Brian,
care,
good
guys. Trade
morning, Brian.
safe.
All right, guys, I'm gonna switch over because if I keep both on, it'll make an echo. I'll see you guys in the chat. I'll keep chatting with you guys on YouTube.
Have a great weekend.
So there you go. Let's see what's going on. We got Intel after the hours last night. A bit of a stumble, to say the least. Yeah, what else? PCE number came out this morning. Year over year was down, but I don't know, month over month, inflation still seems pretty entrenched right now. So Fed's still struggling to get their to get this to get the employment issue under control. They want a little higher unemployment, take some wage pressure off, which is of course what's causing the inflation in the services sector. So anyway, not a terrible reaction to the number this morning. This is the PCE number is the one that the Fed is quite often focuses on. So more leans to. So all the semis getting hit a bit here this morning. Tesla is up again. The dollar's up on anticipation, of course, that interest rates are going to stay higher for longer. So a bit of a mixed bag for the Chinese stocks this morning. Baidu, JD are up. Baba's down. Billy's down a bit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Look at that. Woo. Woo. All right. Well, not seeing anything that's too interesting yet, but we'll wait, and there's something always pops up that looks good. So yeah, we'll just take it easy and wait till we get closer to the open here. We got another 10 minutes. Anybody looking at anything else? Intel for a rebound. So XL. AXP actually, they came actually pretty. They blew away their numbers, apparently. Yeah. So I always have two charts reserved for the SPY and the Qs, and just always keeping an eye on those, especially for stocks that aren't trading on news. Stocks that don't trade on news tend to trade more with just the general market. If you look at the technicals of any stock, like if you want to go to trading terminal, if you want to look at the technicals, you'll find a number called beta. That is actually a measure of how correlated that stock trades with the market. And so in the absence of news, a stock with a beta of 1 will trade pretty much the way the market is trading. But beta of 2 will mean that it's a way more volatile, and a less beta is like sort of indicated of a safety type stock. If you get a stock that moves half as much as the market, then means it doesn't go down as fast, but it also doesn't go up as fast. So anyway, that's why, and you want to keep an eye on what the market's doing for sure. So Intel just hugging the VWAP right now. Tesla really not doing much of anything. Meta's been a fairly good trader lately, so I'm just keeping an eye on that. It's funny, AMD is trading worse than than Intel right now. At least it's looking more like it's rolling over more than Intel, which seems to be trying to hold the VWAP here. I know. Yeah, I didn't go through the earnings, but I was listening to some commentary about them this morning. Yeah. CRM could be or Roblox. It may be that they just haven't generated that number for a Roblox. What's it going to look at here? Oh, CRM. So what is it doing? CRM just in the news this morning, they appointed 3 new independent directors. So they're really not doing much of anything right now. So I picked up a little boil yesterday just because I kind of felt like we were putting in a bottom. Yeah, on yesterday's price action, it was kind of it may only be a temporary bottom, but right now it's up a little bit. I was hoping it'd be up more. Yeah, boil. I got some boil yesterday. Like I was just watching it for the close, and actually if you notice the candle on boil or UNG, we gapped down pretty significantly, and then came back up. Now we're still traded down on the day, but the candle was. I like the look of the candle. It finished higher. It sold off, and then caught a bid and finished higher. So kind of looked like a bit of a reversing candle on boil, and it was just so oversold that I just thought, at the very least, it's due for a bounce. This is only a trade, so.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Good
morning. Brian, it's an honor to lose our money together today.
Yes, we'll see what we can do to give our money to the
again.
Give our money to the market gods. Markets are slowly selling off here, just grinding lower.
AMD down, NVIDIA down, SOXL down. This is called the sympathy play, guys. Sympathy play is when you are having a company messing up really bad on one sector. The other companies also might, have the same drop or impact because they're in the same sector. Like Intel, if they're building a cheap inventory and they're really, really, having issue with sales, then people are expecting that, okay, AMD and NVIDIA might also have the same problem or get into the same problem very soon. So it's called the sympathy play. So AMD and NVIDIA definitely going to be in play as well, just because Intel has some issues with sales. Not always necessary and not always the same amount, but it's very, very likely. For example, if nobody buys cars, then probably all the car companies are having some sort of an impact in one way or another. Meta. What is Zach doing?
Holy shit, it just, something happened.
Yeah.
What happened news?
There? Any trading terminal? Breaking news? Let's go to terminal.
Crazy. It was crazy. Uh-oh. Okay. Well.
Rafsila, buddy, are you coming to San Diego? Come to San Diego. You came to Florida. All right, so I'm gonna watch Meta and Intel, AMD, NVIDIA, which is our usual suspects.
What's going on with Meta?
Yeah. Any terminal has the issue with the. Is anyone having that issue with the Squawk? Or it's only me?
I can see it running. I'm just looking for something on insiders.
For me, it doesn't work properly.
No, it's working. Oh, there's some article from the Wall Street Journal, apparently, that Meta's getting their act together. They're using AI. Well, that was quite the pop. Holy cow.
Yeah. So I'm going to put Intel guys on my watch. Let's see a few minutes to open what's going to happen. Right now is above the VWAP, so potential Intel for opening range breakup. Although the stock is gapping down, so there is an element of weakness in it. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but when it's above the VWAP, it's kind of shows a little bit of a strength. It might pop up.
AMD is really strong.
Yeah.
And going into the open. Intel's selling off. So
YouTube guys, thank you so much for watching us.
Thanks, guys.
We're still on YouTube.
Yep.
Those of you who are not joining us, free riders, enjoy. See you tomorrow.
Oh, Microsoft.